Oh dear. Are you alright, human? Forgive me, I didn't mean to startle you. I just noticed you looking around so forlornly. I thought that perhaps you got lost in these woods. Please, don't be afraid. I know I must look a bit strange to you with all my plant-like features, but I'm no threat to you. I only want to help. Oh, forgive me. I'm a Dryad, a tree spirit. My tree is the weeping willow over there. You could consider that to be my body, while my spirit can travel a short distance away from it. I heard whispers from the other trees that a human was wandering through the forest. These woods, they lie far away from human settlements, so it is a rare thing to see one of you here. May I ask what brought you here? Well, if you're trying to just get away, I think that you've succeeded. There's no one else here for miles. Except for the trees and creatures of the forest, of course. What is it that you've traveled so far to get away from? My, that sounds dreadful. Humans live such chaotic yet eventful lives. It's hard for a Dryad like myself to imagine having such worries. My days are usually quite tranquil. It sounds to me like you could use some of that tranquility. If I might be so bold, would you like to sit a while under my branches? I'm glad. It's been a great while since someone has sought my shade. I miss it, I must confess. Come here. You can lay your head down on my lap. I may be a spirit, but I do have a physical form. I've been told it's quite pleasant to rest on. There, please. Just relax. Here in this grove, there's nothing you need to worry about. All the things that trouble you are far away. You are safe here. It might be rash of me to think I know your character after so short a time, but you seem quite kind and gentle to me. I don't believe that you deserve the things that ail you. It's a shame that things are so hard for you right now. But don't fret too much. We trees understand the value of patience. Even the most terrible droughts and the mightiest storms all pass away with time. You don't need to fight back or push forward in order to escape your troubles. You only need to stay firmly rooted and wait for things to get better. I suppose you might have to take that advice with a grain of salt. The things which ail a human are much different than a tree's woes. Still, I believe that many things can be solved by simply waiting. You know, you remind me of another human I once knew. He was a poet who came to this forest to seek inspiration. He greatly enjoyed writing while resting against my trunk. At the time, I was much more shy than I am now, so I didn't reveal myself at first. But I would listen to him read his work to himself. It made me grow curious. After the 5th time or so, I asked him what he was writing. To my surprise, he wasn't shocked when I appeared. He told me that he knew the moment he saw my tree that there was something special about it. As it turns out, the poem he was writing was about me. Well, about my tree at first. But after seeing my Dryad form, he amended it a bit. I wonder, would you like to hear the poem? He read it to me many times and I've memorized the whole thing. Wonderful! I've always found it very calming, so I hope you'll like it too. The rustling leaves do quake at any breeze. The trickling stream is turned by every stone. And yet they do not heed my pain. They do not move when my heart cries. So glad am I that they continue on aloof. As I take in the gentle forest scene, I know my ills are mine, and mine alone. I lay beneath a willow tree, and take the day's untroubled calm into my swirling mind to mimic its repose. And so it is that once my heart feels light, my thoughts turn up towards the hanging bows that flow and sway from here to there, encircling me as though to keep those wretched thoughts at bay, perpetuating peace. It seems to me a jest that such a tree, with limbs that reach down low to hold one close, should e'er be thought to bow its head, to weep when I can see its gaze, though sightless, filled with peace and tenderness profound. Its gentle heart, so clearly brought to bear within my mind, could nearly take a form before my eyes as real as I, to lie down on the soil with me, if only fate could grant that simple wish of mine. I'm sure I must have drifted off to sleep, for as I dwell on my desire, I see her peer around the trunk. The same sweet peace lies in her eyes as that which soothed my hurting heart, as proof of her true form. Demure at first, this spectre is to me, no doubt suspicious of my true intent, but as I share with her my thoughts, her qualms are slowly whittled down, and I can feel her soul as clearly as before. The hours grow long, the light grows dim, and so I bid adieu. My journey home is long, and I think back upon this dream that felt so real and took away the thoughts that held me bound, refreshing me anew. It's lovely, isn't it? There's very little about humans that I can relate to, but poetry is something I can appreciate. He wrote many, many such poems. They weren't all about me, but many were. What happened to him? Well, he lived a long and happy life. Long for a human, at least. For you, this all happened long, long ago. But for a tree, it doesn't feel long at all. I wish he could have lived even longer. Perhaps you could start visiting me in his stead. I'm sure you're not a poet, but I do enjoy having a human to talk to. The poets seem to think that I was a good source of peace and inspiration for him. I'm sure I could provide you with those same benefits if that sounds like something you'd like. Oh, that would be wonderful. But I didn't mean that you have to leave now. I know it's getting dark, but the night will be warm. If you like, you could sleep here, underneath my branches. It makes me happy to hear you say that. The spring here is cool and clear. You're more than free to drink from it if you get thirsty. And if you like, I would be happy to hum to you until you fall asleep. Of course, it's no trouble at all. A tree is never busy, and so it's never inconvenient to tend to a human in need. Good night, and I wish you the pleasant of dreams.